la campana mayor para fabricar un cañón y resistir a los españoles.
Es realmente un tesoro desconocido por los mismos medellinenses.
Apresentado por Félix de Bedut, a produção original mais famosa do The History Channel, desvenda a história secreta de Medellín e México, na segunda 16 de julho, somente por The History Channel.
In the world of freedom, the proudest boast is Egipcios. The sorrow was found cannot last. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Algo que não tem preço. A verdade. Por isso, vale a pena se aventurar muito mais. Em Busca da Verdade. Em sua terceira temporada. Nenhum segredo é tão antigo se você se aventurar a buscá-lo. A partir de 3 de julho. Somente por The History Channel.
O talento maia para trabalhar com pedras não se limitava a extraí-las, moldá-las ou esculpi-las. Eles também descobriram como uni-las.
What's that old saying? If life hands you lemons, then try making lemonade. Well, in the case of the Maya, the jungle handed them limestone, and they made limestone cement. And from that cement, they made mortar, plaster, and concrete. It was the stuff that held their physical world together.
So it probably was an early, one hesitates to say accidental, but it probably a fairly early discovery, and one not entirely divorced from just the sort of situation that you can imagine might have arisen within the limestone quarry. You know, fires there for heat and warmth at night for cooking things, lots of limestone around. This is the sort of thing that could have happened quite haphazardly. But in any case, when the Maya did discover cement, it changed everything.
Time to do an experiment. I'm going to try to make cement the old-fashioned way, the way the ancient Maya did it, by burning it. Now, here is my miniature kiln made from cut wood stacked in this kind of annular or donut shape. Now, I say miniature because if you could picture it, the Maya's kiln was actually about 10 feet high, 20 feet across. In other words, their cement-making process required them to cut down and burn a whole lot of trees. Now, on top of my stack of wood, you can see I've put chunks of limestone, just the way they did. And the whole idea now is I'm going to get this fire started, and I'm going to do that with these hot briquettes. Okay, you ready? These are pretty hot, so I'm going to stand back a little bit. But hopefully this is going to get the fire going pretty quickly. And as we wait for this fire to take, what I want to explain is this really ingenious design. The stack itself is off the ground. And that's because once this fire gets started, it's going to create an updraft through the center, bring air from the inside, so this fire is going to be constantly ventilated in the most extraordinary way, creating basically a blast furnace effect. Okay, we're about 5 minutes into the experiment. As you can see, the flames are doing very nicely now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pyrometer just to get a sense of the temperatures that we're generating here. Okay, now let's see, where are we at? Lower scale, it's Celsius times 100, so my reading is about 500 degrees Celsius. Not bad for the first few minutes of the experiment. I'm going to wait, see how high we can get. All right, this thing is really blasting away, about 800 degrees centigrade now. Now, typically, the ancient Maya would have waited about 36 to 48 hours to allow the limestone to cook. And during that process, you're literally turning the limestone into cement clinker. It's a brilliant piece of chemistry. Now, what I did was to cook some stuff in advance to show you what the end result is, because I'm not going to be out here for 36 to 48 hours, trust me. This is what it looks like. It has that kind of white, chalky appearance there. Now, what the ancient Maya would do is to take that cement clinker and they would pulverize it, just like this. And basically the powder is cement powder, and they would then add water and shape it into anything they want. So in other words, when it came to cement, the Maya were very much on their game. And they did it all, and this is what really impresses me, they did it all using just indigenous materials. Wood, limestone, and good old fire.
Os maias precisavam queimar 20 árvores adultas e de madeira dura, a fim de produzir clinker de calcário suficiente para criar um monte de cimento de 1 metro de altura. Considerando as toneladas de cimento que foram necessárias para construir todas essas monumentais estruturas, é fácil imaginar a dimensão do estrago ambiental que esse processo causava.
But you have to remember that it was important to them, absolutely critical, that you maintain the glory and the grandeur of these civic ceremonial centers, even at the expense of your own environment. And certainly parallels could be made with our own society with respect to fossil fuels. There are certain things about our lives and our world that have to do with our worldview and our ideology that we're just unwilling to part with until our hand is forced.
Hoje as pedras e a argamassa que formam Tikal permanecem em ótimo estado de conservação. Mesmo em ruínas, a cidade que os maias criaram com materiais extraídos da selva e tecnologia limitada continua magnífica. Considere, por exemplo, as estradas maias. Chamavam-se Sakbeob, ou estradas brancas, devido à superfície de cimento de calcário branco. Os maias criaram um complexo sistema viário, aproximadamente na mesma época em que os romanos construíram o seu. E as estradas maias foram projetadas e construídas com a mesma resistência e precisão do que as romanas, a meio mundo de distância. Mas se as estradas romanas serviam principalmente a propósitos militares, muitos historiadores acreditam que as maias foram construídas para procissões e peregrinações religiosas. Não sabemos quantas cidades estas estradas ligavam, mas a qualidade da construção é indubitável. Os maias começavam construindo amplas valas abaixo do leito de rocha. Depois as conservavam com muros de 2 metros de altura. Em seguida, na base da vala, assentavam uma camada de cerca de 50 centímetros de pedras unidas com argamassa. Por cima, vertiam camadas de concreto puro. E por último, finalizavam a estrada com uma camada de ladrilhos pré-moldados de concreto de calcário.
You have to remember that the Maya had no beast of burden. They had the concept of the wheel but didn't use the wheel. Tools were stone tools. There was no metal. Yet they were able to marshal the forces necessary to construct these massive structures.
É difícil acreditar, mas toda a cidade de Tikal, essa magnífica capital, foi construída sem o emprego de quaisquer ferramentas de aço, animais de carga e até mesmo da roda.
For the ancient Maya, this was the next best thing to four-wheel drive. A tumpliner, what they called a tob. Now, you've got to use your head in order to do this right, I just discovered. Let me show you. This is a 20-pound block of limestone, and it's attached to this woven headband, which I put around my forehead like so. And then basically just stand up, and here we go. Now, to be sure, I'm going easy on myself here. Maya peasants would have carried a whole lot more than this on their backs. Thousands of them hauling tons of material from the quarry to the construction site. Kind of like a human conveyor belt.
Mas isso leva a uma pergunta. Por que os maias se sujeitavam a ser burros de carga dessa maneira, em vez de usarem carrinhos com rodas? Minha mente de físico acabou encontrando a resposta: eficiência. Com o arreio, toda a energia dos trabalhadores era usada para transportar a carga útil e nenhuma era desperdiçada com carrinhos pesados.
When we look at the size of some of the constructions and the huge aqueducts